Very strange article. I can't even understand what it's saying, really. Here's some interesting science news. Tractor beam is possible with lasers, says scientist. A laser can act as a tractor beam, drawing small objects back towards the laser source, scientists have said. That's BBC. Here's another interesting article in the science category, and this is from space.com. Air Force X-37B space plane launching on secret mission tomorrow. Its second mission. Of course, more than 80% of shuttle and overall NASA missions are secret and are military, and most of it has nothing to do with defense. It's about offensive weapon systems, and it's about surveilling people here in the United States. Just like it came out a few months ago, in January, that the U.S./EU German combine to launch, quote, global warming monitoring satellites had nothing to do with it, that it was all infrared systems to spy on the people of the West. And once they get your infrared signal on the ground, they can then tell who you are from space biometrically from the heat signature of your shoulders and the top of your head. Every time I talk about that, I get emails going, they can't see your face from space unless you're looking up. That's not what I just said. This is what Bob Woodward 3 years ago wrote about being the secret weapon in Iraq. They get a heat resonance scan off of you, off of a heat scanning camera, infrared camera on the street. They attach that then to your license plate to confirm your identity. They can also run it through a face scan that the camera also runs, then connect that face scan and sync it up for ID purposes with the heat resonance scan, and then track you by space everywhere you go. Okay, continuing along those lines, we're going to get more into that later in the broadcast today. But I do want to continue where we left off yesterday before I had to bail out because of a little stomach bug that developed while I was on air. Certainly couldn't be here vomiting live. I'm always vomiting out information, pun intended, but had to bail out yesterday. So I want to come back where we left off with your phone calls. We'll be taking your phone calls throughout the broadcast today. The toll-free number to join us is 1-800-259-9231, 1-800-259-9231. And I'd love to hear from folks if you can get through from the Middle East on what you're seeing happen there, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Egypt, Libya. Of course, they've cut most of the phone lines there. 800-259-9231. What do you think of these open announcements of ending the dollar as the world reserve currency? I mean, now it's not a question of if, but when. What are you doing to get prepared? Are you warning other people? Are your neighbors concerned about this? Or are they only concerned with Justin Bieber, the Charlie Sheen scandal, and all the rest of the things that are happening that the media basically uses as a distraction and an overall diversion? And if you're saying, well, Alex, you're being a hypocrite, you always criticize all this obsession with Hollywood and stuff, but then you triggered all of this with Charlie last week. I wasn't expecting that. But if we can use all of this hype to get people to look at real information, which is happening, then God turns it into something good. Charlie's just my friend who has changed a lot after his 7-month jag that he was on, and now is completely clean, but a bit manic because of all the endorphins and the energy. And I just hope he stays clean and comes through this unscathed, because I know he's a good man who had a lot of courage to come out for 9/11 Truth. And when I've known him, he's been a very calm, focused, researching person. Right now, he's kind of going through a wild thing phase, and he, without sin, let him cast the first stone. And as I mentioned in the first little 5-minute segment, coming up at the bottom of the last hour, coming up in about 2 hours and 15 minutes from now, I will say a little bit about Charlie. I had about an hour-and-a-half discussion with him. We've been talking every day since last week, but I had a long hour-and-a-half discussion and really know a lot of the things behind the scenes that are going on. I'm not going to get into any of that because that's private, but I can talk about a few things that are public, and I can tell you what's real or what isn't out there. Obviously, a lot of folks are asking us about that, and it is now bound to this show and what we're doing, and so I think it is proper to talk a little bit about it. Also, Howard Stern has been attacking me almost on a daily basis And people are like, well, why are you going to talk about Howard Stern? Well, now his listeners are learning about this show.
Never buy home canning jar lids again. No kidding. When you buy Tadler reusable canning lids once, you'll never buy canning lids ever again. Safely store emergency preparedness foods for years. Traditional metal lids are single-use throwaways containing BPA. But Tadler reusable canning lids are guaranteed to last a lifetime when used as designed for home canning. Tadler lids are made with a USDA and FDA-approved food-grade plastic, safe for direct food contact, and contain no BPA. Tadler lids are dishwasher safe, usable with standard pressure or water bath canning, eliminate food spoilage from acid corrosion, fit standard mason jars, are indefinitely reusable, and are proudly made in the USA. Place orders at reusablecanninglids.com or call 1-877-747-2793. 877-747-2793. Call 877-747-2793 or go to reusablecanninglids.com. That's reusablecanninglids.com for Tadler reusable canning lids, the original since 1976.
They helped to create a new world order.
We are part of a new world order.
A new world order based upon collective action.
Invisible Empire is a damning indictment of the globalists through their own words and documents.
The new world order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
It means all the world under their control.
The United Nations would take over America. The Trilateral Commission would control the world.
Invisible Empire chronicles how men of power and influence have worked in stealth for centuries to establish an oppressive world government.
I believe, first of all, that we now need nothing short of a world constitution for the global financial system.
Global governance with the establishment of the G20.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
Invisible Empire. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com, or watch it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
HempUSA.org has a revolutionary wonder food for detoxing the body and rebuilding the immune system. Microplant powder can help unclog arteries and soften heart valves while removing heavy metals, virus, fungus, bacteria, and parasites. Plus, it cleans and purifies the blood, lungs, stomach, and colon. Keep your body clean with Microplant powder. Visit us at HempUSA.org or call 908-691-2608 today.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
If you suffer from poor sleep, you need MyPillow. Guaranteed to be the most comfortable pillow you will ever own. Using a patented fill, MyPillow adjusts to your exact individual needs by gently supporting your head, shoulders, and neck. MyPillow has a natural built-in cooling effect, keeping your cervical nerves cool, giving you the best sleep of your life. MyPillow will never go flat and relieves snoring, migraines, sleep apnea, fibromyalgia, and many other disorders. It's antimicrobial, non-allergenic, dust mite resistant, and best of all, machine washable and dryable. MyPillow is made in the USA, has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau, comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee and an industry-leading 10-year warranty. Order today at MyPillow.com or call 952-442-6199. That's 952-442-6199. Mention coupon code GCN and receive 20% off your order. What do you have to lose except poor sleep? MyPillow.com, the most comfortable pillow you will ever own, guaranteed.
After I take phone calls, I'm going to get back into why the dollar's reign is near an end here in the Wall Street Journal. Time magazine coming out and saying, are America's good days behind us now? Why are they now admitting what they're doing? I want to go over their whole plan, why they're doing this, and hopefully talk to you, the listeners, about rallying the population of this country around the fact that the private Federal Reserve is completely criminal and is predatory and is the main author of this designed implosion that is now taking place. This is such a big deal. Now, in a separate issue, I mentioned earlier Howard Stern's been putting tweets out. I don't listen to his show very often, even though I have it on XM, so I haven't heard it myself, but Jason Burmis and others have heard it and told us about it, that he's doing silly things like saying, I've got a bad toupee. If it was a toupee, it would be bad. No, this is my hair, folks. It's falling out, and I don't care. But there's no toupee on earth looks like this. This is my hair. But it just shows the infantile nature of what America is basically fed through people like Howard Stern. He said, never heard of Alex Jones, but listening to Charlie Sheen interview, I'm pretty sure Alex is wackier than Charlie. Outstanding. He tweeted that. He also put out in a tweet, last year, Jones predicted a coming race war in America to be brought on by the release of Robert Rodriguez's machete. It didn't happen. And that's the kind of things that he's putting out. Really, it didn't happen. Westlake unrest dubbed L.A. machete riots by Immigration Restriction Group. And a lot of publications did report, and there was a Google map of it, 6 different riots, including multiple events with men wielding machetes. One of them had to be shot and killed by police the weekend that it was released. What I said was, if Robert Rodriguez didn't cut some of the things he had in that film out, it could cause racial tension that could lead to a race war. We've already seen the illegal aliens pulling down American flags in Texas, Arizona, in Florida, and in California. If kids wear American flags to school, that's MSNBC, Associated Press, they're told take them off because it enrages the illegal aliens so much who are wearing their Mexican flags and taking down the school's flag and running up the Mexican flag. You know, my issue is Mexico's a country that lost wars with us. Mexico teaches its school children that the Southwest was wrongfully taken in the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, and that if the people coming here wanted to get into liberty and the Second Amendment and free speech, I'd be all for it. But they don't. They come from a country that has an incredible history of tyranny and corruption, and no one can deny that. And Rodriguez came out in the press, in the Austin American-Statesman and Ain't It Cool News, and said that I wasn't telling the truth, that I didn't have the script, even though I got it directly from inside his operation. When the movie came out, it was word for word the script, except for 2 or 3 scenes they cut that were the scenes we recommended they cut. But it was still all about a race war, and it was the equivalent of a Hispanic Birth of a Nation. Of course, that was the Ku Klux Klan movie promoting race war. So I was proven right, but the media, says there's no world government forming as it's forming. They say fluoride in the water isn't bad for you. They say flu shots aren't bad for you and that we're wrong. No, we're right. And so the film was linked to some rioting and someone being shot who was wielding a machete. There's no doubt that that's basically what happened here. But my point was, we had the script and he said we didn't, and said that we were making stuff up. Later, he told Ain't It Cool News, yeah, I may have had too much tequila when I wrote the script. So he contradicted himself. And I am going to cut some scenes that'll only be on the DVD. I went a little too far. So we told the truth. They cut the really incendiary stuff out. I mean, they had the gringos crucifying the Catholic priest. They had the cowboy hat wearing rednecks, Robert De Niro and Don Johnson, little Hispanic women who are pregnant begging, don't kill my baby. And then they shoot the woman in the stomach who's pregnant and make fun of, dead babies and Hispanics. I mean, it was total race baiting division because the globalists don't want us coming together. Liberal, conservative, black, white, Hispanic against the TSA, against the warrantless wiretapping, against the illegal wars. They don't want us coming together against the New World Order. The Ford Foundation that funds the big universities and all this racial division and liberation theology wants this. And that's what happened with Rodriguez. And I know people that know him here in town. He's into La Reconquista. I was told he didn't like me a decade ago. When his wife gave him my films, he said, well, that guy's not for my La Raza. And so it is what it is, and I'm right, and Howard Stern is wrong. But, I mean, give me a break.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run.